Greetings, Leo, all placements. So, Leo, there is really stagnant energy around you. You need to get moving, okay? Get moving and a grooving. Sweat it out, sweat it out, sweat it out. Ooh, that's the dream. But seriously, you need to sweat it out. You need to get moving and a shaking. You literally need to shake. You know, in ancient cultures and tribal cultures, they literally used to shake to get like trauma out and to do like to help sickness get out and different things. So there's something here where you need to literally shake it out for somatic healing. You need to go to ecstatic dance. You need to dance in your room, do 25 body rolls in the shower. So you go forehead, nose, chin, collarbone, chest, nipple, rib cage, belly button, hip, pelvis, and you hit each point against the wall in your shower. I do that every time that I shower just to make sure that I'm keeping my spine fluid. Spinal health is directly correlated to aging and bone health and just overall like tendon and ligament health. And for some of my Leos here, it's like calcifying. Something is calcifying, it's hardening. And it's because your emotions in a situation have been really hardened. Now, Leo, what's coming through is also the exact same message that I got for you last week, which is that it's like a group of fake friends that you need to get rid of. It's like talk is cheap. Leo energy, so you could be dealing with other Leos. You're around people. It's like this can be a business or something. It's like I can't get away from it, Valerie, because it's my multi-million or my $1 million business or my 6-figure, almost million business. And it's like, well, I'm sorry, but rejection is protection. You're meant to go solo and separate from a path that once upon a time you thought was the be-all, end-all in the past energy. You know, I'm not an astrologer. I am a huge believer in free will, not fate. I really don't like to put my stock in things like that, but I will say there's this older gentleman in Australia that I really, really respect, and he's an astrologer, and he actually commented how most marriages from like 2012 to from 2015, 2016 to 21, 22 are karmic and are not going to stay together. Like they're meant to come together to go through a chapter of life together, but they're not meant to end their whole book and all of their chapters together. I know that can be really frustrating and difficult to hear, but from what I've observed as a wedding professional, as a wedding photographer, and friends and things and reading energy for a living, it's happening. It's definitely happening. A lot of marriages during that time. And this can also be because people are changing their entire orientation. People are having huge cataclysmic changes and they're getting to know themselves. And you needed to marry that person to get to know yourself, or you needed to start that business with that person, that partner, to get to know this new layer and level of yourself. But to get to the new level, to get to the new layer, to deepen a little more, now you and this person are split paths. And to try and force something to work, well, you just can't force it anymore. Like you just can't force it anymore, Leo. I'm sorry, but something here cannot be forced. Now, this can also be, like I said, a work situation. It doesn't necessarily have to be a partnership, although for many it is. But for someone here, it is also definitely like working a good office job or something that has a stable income, but you are actually meant to like do your own craft. You're really good with your hands. You're really good with your voice. You're meant to influence others. You're meant to present to others. You're meant to be a role model. You are meant to speak up about certain things. Blue crystals could be particularly powerful for you during this time. Things like lapis lazuli, Larimar. I love Larimar. Aquamarine, troilite, aquamarine, topaz, celestite, turquoise. Blue crystals would be really, really good for you to work with right now. There's something here about unlocking your truth and not being afraid to speak it. But also, if you have, I'm hearing a frog in the throat. If you have like a frog in your throat about saying something to someone, like you need to just say it. You need to just get it out there. Now, for some of my Leos, there could also be a desire to completely change paths. And that's like, I don't know, it's like scary. And someone here feels like they aren't allowed to, or they're in too deep. I'm hearing that song by Ty Verdes, In Too Deep. Am I in too deep? How do I know if I'm in too deep? So for some of my Leos, it seems like you feel, or the impression is that you're in too deep on something, but that's not true. It's like everything that you are experiencing is purely training you for the next thing, for the next level. And it seems like for a lot of my Leos, there's actually something or someone from the past that you are meant to reconvene with, whether it's childhood, or like earlier years in school. Yeah, for a lot of my Leos, I said what I said. What used to be is no longer. In the past, there was definitely some sort of love, marriage here, a family, happy family, but there's no longer teamwork there. The love is lost with the Knight of Cups reversed. It's tit for tat. There's screaming, fighting, bickering, and yelling with the Seven of Swords, the Five of Wands, clarifying that Ace of Swords. It's like you can forgive someone and love someone after they hurt you, but there are certain things that you can't go back from. And it doesn't have to be physical, obviously physical, but there are some things that when people say it, they can't unsay it. And even though they can apologize for saying the thing, they said it and it was their truth. The Ace of Swords shows what they said, albeit very harsh, they meant. Even if they try and apologize for it and say they didn't mean it, you know and they know that they meant it, Leo. So stop trying to act like you didn't mean it. Stop trying to act like they didn't mean it. Sure, it was hurtful. Sure, it was rude. But they meant it. You know they meant it. You know that the partnership teamwork is not here. And you know that it's just creating more chaos. And there's like, someone's having to lie to fake a situation. And someone can stay in a situation just because the kids or the animals or, again, the school or the business, the company, whatever is the baby. You know, it doesn't have to necessarily be a child, but it can be. But it can also be the home. You know, we just got a mortgage together, da-da-da. So we can't. But something here, again, like I said, this astrologer literally called this out. He literally said, like, when people ask like why I've been single for so many years, I'm also like, because I follow this astrologer and I frankly don't feel like going through heartbreak or getting divorced or anything like that. So I just kind of have known that now is not a time, that then was not a time to get into any serious relationship either, and because it wasn't going to stay together. So a lot of people who built things during 2016 to 2021, 2022, it's collapsing till I collapse. I'm spilling these raps. I'm hearing that song by Eminem. Eminem, you know, people tried to say like he fell off, but he just like focused on his family and focused on things. But now his new album is like a huge hit. So for some of my Leos, there could have been something here in the past that you used to do that was like a huge hit, and then now that you've matured, you were like, oh well, I'm older now, so I just need to put that away, put that in the closet. But Spirit is like, no, it's time to go back and pull out those things and get back to it, because just like Eminem had a huge comeback and his new album was like a huge hit, really, you know, fruitful. It seems like, Leo, there's something here for you that is also similar and the same. For a lot of my Leos, you try and hold on to a situation that is no longer serving you or your heart or your situation. Like the situation isn't serving itself because you have a very noble spirit. However, and you know, you're noble and you want to be sincere, but you're actually being incredibly insincere by holding on to something that your heart knows with the Seven of Swords and the Five of Wands is not its truth anymore. And there's something here with dominance, the dominator god, that it's like there's a Leo that is trying to force a situation in home or work with courage, but Spirit says this is a painful but necessary change for radical transformation. You are going to hit the bottom of the barrel during this reconstruction and a big test if you don't allow it. So it's like the more you just allow it to like trust it and have faith in the separation, have faith in leaving that job, have faith in leaving that person, the better off you're going to be. Whereas the more that you try and hold on, the more envy, betrayal, jealousy, and just straight up betrayal that you're going to experience in this situation. Bless you.